Hello and welcome to another GeoGuessr video. As mentioned in my previous video, today we're going to be looking at a learnable meta world basics. So let's jump straight in. Some of this I already know, some of it is still yet to sink in, like the bollards, as we're now looking at here. So I've got no clue, so if we just click anywhere, although I am getting a bit of an Australian vibe here, but let's click anywhere and we'll see what the meta is. And it is indeed the Australia bollard. Australian bollards are white with a red reflector on the front and a grey one on the back, which would be useful for moving, not so much if you couldn't move. And it says here that the Turkish bollards are very similar but lack a back reflector, so something to watch out for. And then finally we've got the New Zealand one, which seems to wrap all the way around apart from this little sliver here. Next one, this to me is looking, I was going to say Middle East, but I'm not 100% convinced now. So again, what we'll do is we'll click where we think it is and then we'll let the game tell us what the meta is. So let's go for somewhere over here, or Oman. Let's go here. And it was actually Qatar. It says that Qatar's landscape is predominantly desert, quite flat. You will often not see many trees. The Google car will usually be blurred, with only the antenna on the left and a sliver of the car. Oh, it said, sorry, a sliver of the car visible. Let's just have a look at that. So we've got, I mean, that looks white to me, but that's fine. So there's the antenna that it mentions. With only the antenna on the left and a sliver of the car visible. Sometimes the entire white pickup truck can be visible. You might occasionally confuse this with the UAE or the Oman pickup, like I did, but in those countries the antenna on the pickup car will be in the middle. Okay, let's see if we can remember that then. Next one. Now this one could be the Colombian cross, and I only know this from watching a couple of other videos on YouTube. So yeah, something to do with this. So let's test our knowledge and go Colombian cross. And it is indeed. Signposts in Colombia are made of a white thin metal and have a distinct cross on the back, not to be mistaken with these two examples here. Cool. And then we have got a white pickup. I have learnt this, but I seem to have forgot. Quite flat, apart from there in the distance. Let's have a guess, and then we'll let the game just tell us how wrong we are. So somewhere over here. There we go. The Kazakhstan pickup car meta. All of the Kazakhstan coverage was taken with a white pickup. And often it's gonna be in a flat and open landscape. Yep, did notice that. There's other countries covered by this pickup. Doesn't say which ones. But it just says to use other clues. Okay, white pickup, Kazakhstan. I thought I knew this one. I thought that these look like the South African. They're not bollards, what are they? Sort of road markings, road signs. I think we're driving on the left, and according to that sign, it does look like it. So should we trust our instincts? Go South Africa. Don't know anything about South Africa and the landscape, so we're just gonna just click there. and it was indeed South Africa. But that's not the meta that it's trying to tell us here. So it says, in South Africa, most paved roads have a single yellow outer line and white centre. Remember, the Middle East can also have single yellow, so use the driving side to tell them apart. So if we just go on here, let's go back to that image. Yep, 2 yellows on the outer and then the white in the middle. Cool, that's 5 rounds done. Let's give it another go. Score of nearly 15,000, kinda average for me at the minute. Right, we are in, not sure, although we have this very old Renault, I think it's a Laguna, it is, don't see them anymore. We've got a lot of French cars, so could we be in France? Just having a little look round now. I know one of the metas in France is to look at the road signs on the side of buildings, and I knew this anyway, just from knowing a little French. If it says, let's have a look, if it says here, oh no, this in France, this would say RUE, and if it's RUA, this could potentially be Portuguese. Going to look like a right idiot now, aren't I, if I get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's saying. Let's give it a go and see what it's saying. So let's go to Portugal. There we go. But again, that's not the meta that it's telling us. That's just something I have picked up in the games that I've played. So it's basically saying that old Portuguese license plates have a yellow strip. Let's just have a quick look at that actually, because I didn't pick that up. Yeah, I think you can just pick up a little bit of yellow there, yeah. I was going more on the car vibes, that they seemed a little French, a lot of French influence here, but yeah, little yellow strip. Cool. Here we are in whenever I see these sort of trucks or lorries, whatever you want to call them, I always think Canada, America, and maybe a little bit in South America. And what I tend to do is, especially if I'm using moving, is to just have a little look at the signs, which those are not really telling me much. So let's just give it a guess and see what the game is telling us. Let's go Peru. Why not? Guatemala. The car bars. I didn't even think to check the car bars. I've actually got a notepad that I keep up when I'm playing. It's got a little checklist on there. It's very simple. Here's the checklist, and it's going to be check the car bars. And hopefully, with that little checklist there, I'll start doing that a little bit more often. Right, next one. Okay, very, very green, very nice. Those houses look lovely. Now, using the checklist, we're going to check the sun, which is south, so we know that this is in the northern hemisphere. Check the driving side, which this is almost a single file, but it does look like he is sticking to the right. The next one would be to look for the poles, the bollards. Don't recognise these ones, I don't think. Red on the front, grey on the back. Check the cars. Not really saying much. Looks like a fairly new car anyway. Check the car bars. We're definitely not in Guatemala this time. So we're just going to go on pure vibes. And they're telling me, based on that sign, that we're somewhere up here. So I don't know. So let's just go. I'm tempted to go up here. Just, I don't know. This looks very nice. But then, no, that doesn't sound sort of Norwegian, Danish. Let's go Romania. Why not? So that is a Slovenia bollard. The Slovenian bollards are white with a black top, okay, featuring a bright red reflector on the front. We did spot that, and then the white one or the clear one on the back. And Austria uses a similar bollard, but the back reflector is black and not white. So Slovenia, bollard, black top, round 4. So I'm not seeing anything obvious straight away. So for a round like this, I'd be instantly going off vibes. I can see we've got a white line on either side with a yellow one through the middle, which kinda puts me towards Canada, Canada or America. Seeing this truck down here again, using my sort of car knowledge and the general vibes, definitely looks that way on. However, I did spot up here there is a sign. Now, if I can remember rightly, I think speed limit is America. If it says maximum, that's Canada. So I hope I've got this one right. The problem I always have is Canada is so big, I always get the region wrong. So let's go over here, and no doubt it will be over here. Not this time, but I was right. Canada, it says maximum, whereas the US says speed limit. So I think I've got that one down now. Okay, we have got some car bars. I'm not quite sure if they're Guatemala. I'm not 100% on Guatemala. Just about the landscape and things like that. It looks very dry. Colour of the dirt there. Should we just go Guatemala based on the car bars and see where it takes us? Let's go for somewhere. Say anywhere where it's dry. Why not there? Completely wrong. Excellent. So the Google car will be visible with a visible roof rack, and the right side mirror is seen in Gen 3 Senegal coverage. Rifts can also be seen. Okay, let's have a look at that. Okay, so I'm not seeing a green mirror. What did it say? Google car with a visible roof rack and the right side mirror is seen in Gen 3. Rifts can also be seen. So, do we see any rifts? We do. Okay. Rifts. This is something I've been learning about. I know Montenegro has a couple of these. There's probably a lot that have this, but yeah, I would have never got Senegal from that. Let's play one more and see what we can learn in this learnable meta basics. So jump into this one. First things that stand out is the two yellow lines on the outer, white in the middle. Whether that's the meta, we will find out, but not getting any good vibes from this. Not quite sure which direction we are travelling in. Let's just have a quick look down here, and if not, we'll plonk it down and we'll learn the meta for this area. So we're driving on the right, looking at this car, and where we are, I'm just going to put a random guess down as, I don't know, over here. And we're in Jordan, the black car meta. While driving on the right side, yellow outer lines and a white middle line. This is commonly found in Jordan, Israel and UAE. So over here, so we've got Jordan, Israel and the United Arab Emirates. Let's have a look at the car. We've got, oh yeah, the back of the black car here. So that's definitely one to watch out for. And a grand total of 5 points for that round. So yeah, getting better. This straight away is looking like the UK or possibly Ireland. Green road signs isn't something I'm familiar with. We don't have them sort of up north where I am. But yeah, yellow plates at the back, white at the front. Bit of an industrial area, so could be anywhere, although that is the sea, north east. Okay, so the sea's on the east, so we're looking, I've pretty much explored from about here all the way down here, or to about here. So I'm pretty confident I've never seen this. So this could be up there. Why not there? Or down here? Let's go here. Well, there we go. It was the UK. That's the meta. I'm pretty confident I should be able to identify the UK or Ireland. The sea being on the east there helped us out loads, and that was in Great Yarmouth, which I think I have been as a kid, but definitely wouldn't remember that. Round 3, I think we've got England again actually. We have. Not quite sure this coverage is. The cars are looking pretty old. Got a Picasso here, look. Let's actually just have a little look and see how close we can get, just for the laugh. Because we know it's Britain. It's just a case of how close can we get? How well do I think I know England? And if I don't get a decent score in my own country, I'm going to look like an idiot. And as I say that, I've just spotted this, which looks Welsh. So although I've been saying England, what I should have been saying is United Kingdom. Yeah, let's go and have a look down here. Did I just miss a sign there? I'm sure that just said Barry. It did. So we are right with Welsh. This would confirm that. So I know where Barry is. The place, not the person. I don't know anyone called Barry. Yeah, that's down here. But how well do we know the area? I don't think I've ever been down here. I think I've been to Cardiff. But let's have a look at this sign. There we go, look. I mean, we're supposed to be playing a meta world here, and here we are trying to get a 5k. Let's just go here. Why not? There we go, look. 8 kilometers away. Round 4, sorry. They said round 5 there. Now, is that the meta we learned earlier, which is the car bars with the mirror poking out? And I'm sure they said that was Senegal, right? Let's go into the centre here. And it was, yeah, the Senegal, the roof rack car meta with the visible side mirror. fifth and final round. And I think it's going to have something to do with this. Now, I do remember seeing these in France and Spain. I think they're pretty similar, if not the same. So let's take a guess. We'll go here on the edge and we'll see if we're right. We're horribly wrong. This is the Brazilian pole. It says the most common poles in Brazil resemble a ladder. They are rectangle with long segments at the base and small holes. Maybe that's the key. Chilean poles look similar but have 1 to 2 larger sections. Okay, let's have a look. Right, yep, ladder poles. I'm guessing they're the holes they're talking about, but I don't see the painted white at the bottom that's mentioned, but I'm pretty sure France and Spain also have ladder poles. So yeah, we've definitely learned something here, and I think we've learned a lot of metas in the 3 games that we've played, and hopefully we can carry that on forward to our journey to becoming a decent player. But not a great ending. 18 points. Let's view the results. Look how far away we were on some of these. We had the one that we thought was in Brazil, but ended up being all the way over here in Israel or Jordan, I believe it was. And then we had the horrible guess where we thought it was Spain, and it was the Brazilian poles. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we've all learnt something. I definitely have. Whether I remember it, I'm sure we'll see in further videos. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.